Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes. It is not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset. Please do your own research and due diligence when choosing what to invest in. Now, on to the analysis.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel or not yet subscribed, consider subscribing to Dad's Market Stats. We're looking to get to 500 subscribers on this channel to be able to get monetized. And also you'll be able to learn here how to compound interest on your savings in the stock market. So this week, we were able to sell another put contract or put option, as you can see here. That brings our grand total to 24 options that I've sold so far using the wheel strategy. I have, as you can see here, four options expiring this month and 3 next week, July 19th. Okay, so let's take a look at my last option that I was able to sell, and this was a Bitfarms $2.5 put. And let's see how much I was able to make on this option here. So as we can see, take a look here at my history, Bitfarms. I sold a Bitfarms 2.5 put expiring July 26th, and I was able to sell it for $20. So by putting $250 into the stock market, invested into Bitfarms, I was able to make 8% return on my investment and collect profits up front. Okay. Now, once this contract expires, I'll be able to sell another contract with the same collateral that I have here of $250 and compound the interest that I make on my $250. Okay. So that is how the wheel strategy works. That is how I'm able to compound interest on my investments, on my capital that I have in the stock market right now. So what are some things that you want to look at when you decide which options to sell, especially put options? Okay, I wanted to talk about that a little bit today. So one of the things you want to look at is how long is it going to take for your investment, your capital, to be held in collateral, right? So this one we can see here is going to be less than a month, right? Because this contract expires July 26th. And in that small amount of time, I was able to make 8% return on my $250, right? So this is a good option for me to sell because of that. Another thing you want to take a look at is you want to take a look at what the stock is trading at the moment that you sell the contract. Okay, so as we can see here, Bitfarms is currently trading at $2.57, right? Now I agreed to buy 100 shares of this company for $2.50. Okay, and being that I received already $20 on my $250 investment, this means that I'm really buying shares of Bitfarms at $2.30, okay, or $230. So I am buying them at a discount if Bitfarms does in fact close below $2.05 by July 26th. So that's another thing you want to take into consideration when you're selling a put option in the stock market. Okay, you want to make sure that you're comfortable with the amount of time that your capital is going to be held as collateral. And you want to make sure that by selling this put option, you are in fact buying these shares if they do get assigned to you at a discount from where it's trading at right now, right? Which is $2.57. So if I really buy them for $2.30, that is a discount from what it's trading at right now, okay? But we have to wait for the option to expire to see if we're actually able to purchase the 100 shares for $250, okay? So that is how the wheel strategy works. Now, one question that I've been asked by many people that I've talked to about this channel is if I am a long-term investor or a short-term investor in the stock market. And I consider myself to be a little bit of both, right? And why do I say that? Well, because I'm a short-term investor, and that the options that I sell can expire. They're going to expire, right, in a short period of time, anywhere from a couple of weeks to as much as 3 months, right? Is how long these contracts I'll be selling these options for by the time they expire. So that's a short-term investment, right? 3 months, 2 weeks. That's considered to be short-term, right? Or even a month, right? So I'm also a long-term investor in that if I do get assigned the shares of this stock that I'm interested in, Bitfarms, right? Well, if I do get assigned the shares from this company, I want to hold them for as long as possible so I can make a good amount of capital gains on it. Okay. Which as of this moment, if we take a look at my dollar cost average at $2.53, my capital gains is only $46. Okay. However, in total, the amount of premiums that I have made with this company actually is close to reaching 1K. All right. And this, along with my options that I've sold on BlackBerry stock, actually does add up to over 1K that I've made in premiums using the wheel strategy. Okay. Both with Bitfarms and BlackBerry. And the total amount that I've made using the wheel strategy right now in premiums, which is passive income, is $1,029. Okay. So that's on top of this capital gains here. This capital gains could turn into a loss or it could increase at any moment, right? Depending on how the stock, what the share price for this stock is at the moment. Okay. So once I do own the shares of this company, I want to hold it for at least 1 to 2 years where I can make the most amount of capital gains on this company stock. Okay, so that is why I'm also considered to be a long-term investor in the stock market. Okay, so long-term investment would be anywhere from 6 months and above. Okay, if you're able to hold shares for over 6 months, I believe you get taxed a little bit less after that. Okay, on any capital gains after that. Okay, so that is why I'm considered to be a short-term, both a short-term and a long-term investor in the stock market. Okay. So that is one question that I get asked very often. And I hope that this answers some of your questions if you did have that question as well. Okay. So in total now, I have 24 options that I've been able to sell using the wheel strategy. 4 of them, like I said, are expiring this month. And once they expire, I'll be able to sell another 4 options using that same capital that I already made interest on. All right. Receive payment for in premiums. Okay. So using the wheel strategy, getting paid in premiums, it helps to cover the losses that I might have by buying shares in this stock. All right. In any stock, really. Okay. It would help to cover these losses if my total return was in a negative. Okay. So it does act as a dividend. Okay. But it's better than receiving a dividend or waiting for a dividend payout because dividends get paid out every quarter, every 3 months, right? Whereas selling these premiums, selling these options, I'm able to make passive income each week, all right? And compound the amount of interest that I make every month, okay? So in total this month, I've made $54 in passive income, all right? As you can see here in my buying power, I do have $21 at the moment. So where's the rest of that $54? Well, the rest of the $54 that I made so far this month in passive income is tied up in LQR stock. Okay, as I said before, my last video, I am swing trading this company here, LQR, and I was able to buy 39 shares of LQR. In fact, as we can see here on my history, I was able to buy 39 shares at the price of 89 cents per share. Okay. So I'm looking for it to go back up to at least $1 where I can sell for a profit, and that will be considered to be a swing trade. Okay, I'm selling for a profit if this company goes back up to $1. Okay, which should happen this month, hopefully. Okay, and why am I hoping? Why am I confident that it could happen? Well, because this company here, LQR stock, as we can see, they've made some moves that allowed them to get close to being profitable. Now, on the next earnings report, which is August 15th, they're expected to lose only 35 cents per share, whereas previously they were expected to lose around $20 a share, as we can see here on this chart here. Okay. But now they're expected to lose only 35 cents per share. Not to mention that they have a very limited amount of shares outstanding in the market because of the reverse stock split that they did a few months ago. So they only currently have around 5 million shares outstanding in the market. So it's very easy for this stock price to go up in value at any given moment. Okay, it could shoot up and gain 10, 20% at any given moment. So that is when I will be looking to collect a profit on the 39 shares that I bought for 89 cents. Okay. So that is how swing trading works, right? Now, I did want to talk a little bit about the news that came out of Bitfarms this week, right? We had two pieces of press releases. The first one, of course, was great news, as I was hoping for. It says Bitfarms appoints Ben Gagnon as Chief Executive Officer. Now let's take a look at what it says here on this press release. It says Bitfarms, a global vertically integrated Bitcoin data center company, today announced that the board of directors has appointed Ben Gagnon Chief Executive Officer effective immediately. He was previously Chief Mining Officer. Now, notice what they say here about Ben. Ben is a seasoned leader with significant experience in Bitcoin mining, and we are thrilled to appoint someone of his caliber as the company's next CEO, said Nicholas Bonta, chairman of the board of directors. Over the last 5 years, Ben has been a vital member of the Bitfarms leadership team and has been instrumental in positioning the company to drive organic growth and capture a greater share of the global demand for Bitcoin. We look forward to leveraging Ben's insights and experience as the company works to expand and diversify the business into exciting and synergistic new areas, such as energy generation, heat recycling, energy trading, and HPC high-performance computing for AI artificial intelligence. The board is confident that Ben is the right person to lead Bitfarms in this next chapter. During his tenure as Chief Mining Officer, Ben played a significant role in the development of Bitfarms' growth plan, positioning the company to drive significant value creation, said Eddie Hoffmeister, chair of the Independent Search Committee of the Board of Directors. We look forward to benefiting from his leadership as we continue to capitalize on growth opportunities and further global expansion with an emphasis on the U.S. Now, notice what Ben says here in this press release. I am honored to be appointed CEO and am excited for the opportunity to lead and work alongside such a talented team, said Mr. Gagnon. This has been a transformational year for the company, and I am encouraged about the future as we begin planning and implementing strategies for the 2028 Halving event. So he's already thinking 4 years ahead, right? So great news from the new CEO of Bitfarms, while simultaneously evaluating potential HPC AI opportunities. As I look to the next 4 years in the company's strategic path, I am encouraged by the tremendous potential ahead and am confident that we have the right team in place to execute on our objectives. Mr. Gagnon started his career at Bitfarms as Director of Business Development in 2019 and was promoted to the Director of Mining Operations in 2020 and Chief Mining Officer in 2021. In his various roles at the company, Ben has been responsible for mining strategy and operations, including growth strategies, mining economics, miner portfolio management, and evaluation and integration of new technologies. He has worked intimately with every department in the company. Prior to joining Bitfarms, Mr. Gagnon founded and operated two Bitcoin mining companies, holding roles as Chief Executive Officer, Chief Mining Officer, and Chief Technology Officer. Mr. Gagnon earned his Master's in Science in Internet Computing from Hong Kong University and has a Bachelor's of Science in Economic Consulting and International Business from the Kelley School of Business at Indiana University. In addition, Mr. Gagnon currently serves as co-chair of the Canadian Blockchain Consortium Mining Committee and is a lead analyst for the Bitcoin Mining Council. The company noted that the retention of the chief executive officer is independent of the special committee's process to review strategic alternatives. The special committee remains committed to thoroughly evaluating all opportunities to maximize shareholder value. So we see here, excellent news. We've been looking for a CEO for some time, and finally we got the best possible candidate for CEO, and certainly someone that retail investors were looking forward to having as a new CEO. So finally we get this news of a new chief executive officer. Okay, now let's take a look at the next press release that we had on Bitfarms. Okay, just give me a moment here. So then the next one that came out July 12th about Bitfarms sets date of special meeting of shareholders. As we know, Riot Platforms has been attempting the hostile takeover of Bitfarms. They made an offer of $2.30 per share, but that was over a year ago when Bitfarms was probably around $1 a share. Okay, so let's see what this press release says here. Bitfarms, right here, as you see here, has called a hybrid special meeting of shareholders to be held on October 29, 2024. The meeting has been called in response to a requisition for a shareholders meeting submitted by Riot Platforms Incorporated on June 24, 2024. Through the requisition, Riot is attempting to disrupt the strategic alternatives review process, which the company commenced to thoroughly evaluate all opportunities to maximize shareholder value and opportunistically acquire the company. Bitfarms shareholders of record as of September 26, 2024 are entitled to vote at the meeting. All right. So yes, Riot made a special request for a shareholders meeting to be held where they are attempting to put their own members or their own people who they want to be represented in the board of directors for Riot, right? In order to help um, a acquisition of Bitfarms for themselves. Okay, but let's see what else this press release says. Following receipt of the requisition, the special committee of independent directors of the board, which is tasked with conducting the strategic alternatives review process and reviewing, considering, and responding to the requisition, engaged in careful and extensive deliberations regarding the requisition and related matters. After reviewing the requisition with the assistance of financial and legal advisors, the special committee provided its unanimous recommendation to the board with respect to the requisition, the meeting date, and the record date. The recommendation was based on a careful weighing of the following considerations and the benefits and risks associated therewith, among other things, and with the best interest of the company and all its shareholders and other stakeholders in mind. Now, here are the highlights here. The company recently held its 2024 annual general and special meeting of shareholders on May 31st, at which time Riot could have raised the very issues it is now seeking to raise by the requisition. The requisition seeks a reconstitution of a majority of the board to gain control of the company and the importance of providing all shareholders with a reasonable period of time to evaluate Riot's proposal. Riot has yet to propose a new business or corporate strategy for the company. The necessary time required for the special committee to thoroughly evaluate and conclude the strategic alternatives review process that is currently underway and to ensure that shareholders have the benefit of all information available to them to make an informed vote at the meeting. Riot's request that a meeting be held by September 20th as the board's purported track record of poor governance made the holding of the meeting a matter of urgency. Riot's request that the record date not be set until following the scheduled hearing before the Ontario Securities Commission on July 22nd and 23rd, at which Riot is seeking to nullify the company's shareholders' rights plan, and in any event that the record date be set to so as to enable Riot to increase its percentage holding of common shares of the company. The record date is 16 days following September 10th, being the date after which Riot can increase its holdings to 19.9% of the common shares without triggering the company's rights plan or the poison pill. An opportunity for the company to address the results of the Ontario Securities Commission hearing noted above with shareholders. All right. So finally, we have a date set for when this requisition from Riot for a special meeting to add their own people to the members of the board of directors of Bitfarms has been set for, as we see here, October 29th. Okay. Now, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, Bitfarms could be trading well over $4 a share. So that means that it will probably most likely cost Riot at least $6 to $8 per share to buy out Bitfarms, and that just would not be possible for them because they're having a lot of issues over there at Riot Platforms with their operations. So they may not have the capital to buy out Bitfarms at that time. Okay. So that is why their stock is struggling as well. Okay. So only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen, what is going to be the outcome of this special meeting of shareholders. Okay. And what the outcome will be of this, well, nobody knows. We're not prophets. We can't tell the future. But it's safe to say that Bitfarms is looking to hold out. They do not. This is an unsolicited buyout offer from Riot Platforms. Okay, Bitfarms does not need to get bought out. They do not want to get bought out, and that is why they have this poison pill in place, or the shareholders' rights in place, right? In order for Riot not to be successful in buying them out. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait and see what the outcome will be, at least until October. Okay, at that point, well, as early as September, actually September 26th, is when Riot will be allowed to buy more than 15% of Bitfarm stock. Right, they'll be able to add up to 19.9% of Bitfarm's stock. Okay, so that will also cause the share price of Bitfarms to go up as well if they're able to do that. Okay, so only time will tell if they are able to own up to 19.9% of Bitfarm stock. All right, and at that point, we don't know how much the Bitfarms stock price will be at that time. So it could be impossible for Riot to truly complete an acquisition of this company. Okay, so this is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you were able to benefit from this video. As you can see, we are making a lot of interest on our capital that we are investing in the stock market in our savings. And we are a short-term holder of these options. As soon as these options expire, we can remove our capital that we've invested. We could put it back into our checking account, or we can sell another put option or a call option in order to compound the interest that we've already made in our savings that we have in the stock market here. Okay. So I hope that you benefited from this video. As you can see, any company that you choose to invest in, you can use this wheel strategy on any company that you choose to invest in, but you do want to keep up to date on the news surrounding these companies, okay? So that way you can ensure that you are not going to lose the capital that you invest into these companies. You want to make sure that these companies are not going bankrupt, but that they will be around at least for the foreseeable future, which is 2 to 4 years. Okay, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always,
This has been another video from Dad's Market Stats. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like the video. If you know someone that can benefit from these videos, make sure to share it with them as well. Until next time, and remember, let's grow together.